Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fortress of Comic News, episode 229. I am one of your hosts, Chris, alongside my magnificent co-host, Mike.
Thank you for those kind words. Welcome, everyone. Some would say today's episode was a bad idea. Speaking of bad ideas, we have Dinesh Shamdasani on the show. If you don't know who Dinesh is, he is co-CEO of Bad Idea Comics, and these guys have been making a little noise around the comic book industry right now, so going to sit down and talk with him a little bit on all those terrible ideas he's been having.
Yeah.
Pretty excited for that. Other than that, not a whole lot going on in terms of life, you know.
We will have a second interview this week. I sat down with Rylan Grant, the author of Suicide Jockeys, and a Hollywood screenwriter.
Oh, screenwriter,
Yeah. Keep your eyes on that. It'll be up this Wednesday. Which, by the way, did you realize this Wednesday is September?
Oh, God.
Doesn't that fuck with your mind?
Yeah. I did have a pumpkin beer last night, so sorry, everybody. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, so you're part of the problem?
Yeah. I know you keep tweeting out shit against the pumpkin movement, but I will say, I was in the grocery store, and they had this huge, Sam Adams display, occupying a whole aisle, and it's like, America doesn't have a drinking problem, but because it's blocking the Halloween candy. Don't you have children walking through here? But it's Oktoberfest and pumpkin ale, and I did buy some Oktoberfest from Sam Adams, so I am one of the culprits.
As you should. Oktoberfest is acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was going through Walmart doing some grocery shopping the other day, and I found Christmas ornaments.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Oh, no.
Everybody needs to calm the fuck down, all right?
I know it's been a rough couple of years here, but let's slow it down. I remember, last year, everybody couldn't wait to get to Christmas, and that was, acceptable, kind of, refreshing things. But we all realized nothing really refreshed this year, so
we needed something to celebrate last year,
yeah,
so I get that. But now, no, you don't need anything to celebrate.
Yeah.
Everybody calm the fuck down. I don't want to hear no Christmas music until after Thanksgiving. That is my rule.
Not even on Thanksgiving, when you're doing dinner? No,
so it drives my family crazy, my girlfriend, I should say, crazy, because I literally have a rule. There's no Christmas stuff out until after Thanksgiving. So Black Friday, you are allowed to go get the tree and put it up. But before then, I don't want to see Christmas stuff.
Now, how long do you think is acceptable to leave everything up?
So that comes down to my laziness.
Okay.
But I usually try to get it down and out of here before the new year.
Okay. Yeah.
To be fair, too, I'm also super lazy and don't put up lights outside. So even if I break that rule, nobody but me knows. So.
Okay. I think it's nice to have the tree around at least for New Year's.
Yeah, it's right before New Year's we do it, but like I said, I'm a crotchety old man and I don't do anything for New Year's either. So
yeah.
It's like a day. It's a day off for me.
I think I had some cheese and drank some beer, and that was typical night.
I think I still went to bed at 10 o'clock, like I always do.
Yeah, it's a struggle to stay up that late. That's for sure. It's not easy.
But Mike, the football season's around the corner. Are you excited?
I know. I've been watching the Red Sox games because they've been exciting. So, not really ready for football yet. I am still in baseball summer mood, so not yet.
Yeah.
Don't at me yet, but I know you're excited.
Yeah, my Phils aren't looking so hot. Not that the Eagles are going to be looking so hot either, but
I will say though, my work entered me into a raffle for being vaccinated because they can't get everybody to get vaccinated, so they're trying to do all these incentives, if you show your vaccine card. So they entered me in a raffle for some Bills and Panthers tickets.
Okay.
And I was like, who the hell is going to want to go to a Bills Panthers game? Especially because I'm not close to Buffalo. I'm still 4 hours away from Buffalo where I am. So
You gotta be farther than that because that's still a
Probably
trek
like
for me.
4.5 hours. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's like you got to be a real diehard Bills fan in Central New York over here to want to go to that game. But yeah. What's the opening game for you guys for your team?
So this week is a bye week, so it'd be the following Sunday. Because I think we play like the Falcons, so it's not going to be televised. Nobody gives a fuck except for me.
Yeah, no. Do you get the NFL package? This is something we can talk about this as far as streaming services. I purchased a month of the MLB network because I can never figure out where the fuck to watch a Red Sox game. The messed up part about the MLB network is they have blackout games. So where I am near Albany, it does not black out Red Sox versus Cleveland games because they're playing Cleveland right now. When I drive to Rochester, where my sister lives in Geneseo near Rochester, they black it out because now you're too close to Cleveland. So I'm like, and then you can't watch it on Fox. You don't get the local channels though. So I'm like, why are they blocking out stuff that I don't get the local channels to? It makes no sense to me. If you're paying so much for this service.
So these are the two rants I have. One, I've tried the NFL package. It's so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
But I tried like a 2-week free trial. First game, Eagles are blacked out.
Yeah.
So first of all, if I'm paying this much money, there is no blackout.
Right.
It is my rule. There should not be a blackout.
Yeah, right.
2, I would gladly pay the NFL because I think the last I checked it was like $400 for the NFL package.
Yeah.
I would gladly pay the NFL like $100 just to get all the Eagles games.
Right. Yeah.
Because the rest of the it's nice having the other games. I'll watch some of them, but at the end of the day, that's what I really care about.
And that's what I'm going to do. Is a little late in the season now, but they just have a Red Sox package. But I will say this, fans, if you jumped in on that little NordVPN, ad we had with a little discount, you can use NordVPN to reroute yourself through Chicago to watch any of those Red Sox games. Not saying that I did that, but a wise person would do that to trick your TV into thinking you're watching from Chicago instead of 8 hours from Cleveland or however far you are from Cleveland is ridiculous. Like you're in a separate state. Anyways, and Brent, I guess with that we can start the show.
Now that we've done plenty of sports talk, let's talk about comics. Like men.
Yes. The real manly talk. What If, episode 3. I am waiting to watch What If. You can give me the lowdown, though. What happened in What If?
What if the Avengers all died?
Is that it?
Basically. It's like different ways the Avengers died, and then we end up finding out who's behind it all. And the who's behind it all is pretty interesting, because I didn't see it coming, personally. And then it ends with kind of Loki coming, and then that whole moment before the attack in New York, and how that all spirals out. So I don't want to spoil too much of it, but that's the basic premise of it. And what I liked about this is, once again, it wasn't like the first episode where it was event after event. Like, we did have, this is how this person died, this is how that person died. But then it kind of led into a bigger story. So I really hope that, once again, they're going to do a sequel to it, because I'm intrigued on what's going on in this What If world. What If's been really good.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm going to binge them all, probably when I travel or something like that, because that's all I have. And
I'll say the animation style, I like it a little bit more than when we got the trailers and everything. I think it works.
Oh, okay.
So
good.
I was one of the ones saying like the animation looks kind of weird, but I think I'm going to pull back on that. I kind of like it.
Okay. Awesome. I'm sure like people are loving this. There's going to come to a point now where we're going to have so many Marvel shows and stuff that it's like some, you're going to have to just like, there's going to be some we don't watch or we do watch or like wait to watch just because now there's an overabundance of it,
I'm waiting for the first bad one. Because so far I think they've all been really good to great. So I want to see what's the first one that just like falls flat on its face. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's always a fun thing to say.
Yeah, can't wait for it to fail.
Yeah.
Okay, so this trailer dropped last week, And I mean, it was all over the internet. Even people that are like not even into the Sam Raimi Spider-Verse are posting pictures of Doc Ock. The Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Let's break this shit down.
Can I tell you how I found it first?
Yeah, how did you find it?
So I jumped on Facebook, and the PlayStation account shared it. And I was like, wait, what's this?
Wait, Sony did?
Sony, not even Sony. PlayStation account is the one that gave it to me. Yeah.
That's weird. That's so weird. Man, I guess they're affiliated somewhat, right?
Yeah, I mean, so it's a Sony thing.
Yeah,
they do make the Spider-Man video game.
Spider-Man game, yeah.
So, but it was still just weird that that's how I found it.
Yeah, it came out at a weird time. It came out like really late at night or something on like a Tuesday or Wednesday. This trailer was awesome. I mean, it starts off with the ramifications of the last Spider-Man movie, where Joan Jameson shows up and is like on the thing is like Peter Parker Spider-Man and killed Mysterio. What we know is that Mysterio programmed the robots to kill him himself. And so like he's dealing with that and all the questions. So he goes to, who else does he go to besides Doctor Strange to create a spell so everybody forgets that he's Spider-Man. And being the klutz kind of nerdy nervous character that he is, he interrupts him during the spells like, oh, well, my Aunt May is not going to know my Spider-Man. Mary Jane won't know, my friends and family. Not like he could tell them, after. But he interrupts the spell, and whammo, we get some crazy breach with the multiverse of time and space. And then cue all of the awesome Spider-Man villains we've been talking about. Alfred Molina's back, people. And we get the Willem Dafoe laugh with a pumpkin grenade. We see Sandman, we see Electro. Alfred Molina looks good. I mean, he looks better in this movie than he did in the first Spider-Man, or the whatever Spider-Man movie.
So before I rebuttal, can you hear that thunder?
No, I can't.
Oh, dude, it's so fucking loud over here.
Is it?
Okay.
Oh.
I just wonder if it's getting through to the mic because I can hear it over my headphones and you talking. It's weird.
Really? No, I don't hear it.
So, do we really see Sandman though? Because I know we see a pile of sand.
I think we see a wall of sand. And we don't see Electro either, but we see some flashes of electricity. So, yeah. I mean, this is the way you reveal the characters without having to ruin any of the budget, like for the trailer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and then Lizard apparently pops up too.
Does he?
That one's a little bit like that's a moment where like he kind of flies in behind him and he's really dark, so you can't really tell what it is. But people are like, "That's definitely Lizard."
It's gotta be Lizard.
That's more. I mean, I saw somebody say it's Venom. It's like, no, it's not Venom.
It's not Venom. Shut up. Go back and sit back down.
The Lizard one was a little more believable to me than people were like, "Oh my god, Sandman confirmed." This is like a pile of sand. I was like,
right.
Or Anakin moved all the sand over there because he hates it so much.
It is canon.
I think I texted you this, that as soon as I finished watching it, I just thought in my head, they're going to take one of the most reviled, dumb comic book retcons of all time and turn it into $1 billion.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody, so all the fans of this are going to come out and attack me now, but everybody hates that retcon. Where it's like nobody needs, after Civil War, he goes to Doctor Strange, says, I don't want anyone to know my secret. And that gets rid of a whole bunch of continuity for fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that's what this movie is based on? Like, that blew me away right there.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people are saying that they don't think Doctor Strange is Doctor Strange. They think it's an imposter.
Yeah, Mephisto.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think it's fucking Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I think I will say 100% without a shadow of doubt. One, Kevin Feige's aware of the whole Mephisto thing. Mm-hmm. He fucked with us during Loki. You did watch Loki, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So he fucked with us during Loki with the whole Mephisto thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's doing it again here because there's a couple times where like Mephisto stuff pops up, like Peter dressed up as the devil and the whole Doctor Strange and Mephisto thing. He knows this is happening, so it's not Mephisto. Everybody, I'm calling it here now, 100%. I do think it's just Doctor Strange, though. Like,
but how do we get from here to the multiverse of madness? Like, this movie isn't going to resolve the multiverse issue.
No, I think what this does is this is the first time in the movies that we see the multiverse, because when he casts the spell and kind of fucks it up,
right?
I wonder if that's happening. I mean, this movie is going to take place after Loki. Maybe that happens like at the same time as Loki breaking everything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's how they explain it away. I don't know, but
yeah, because this would be definitely a time variant that won't be resolved.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. It would have been resolved by the time whatever.
And I think I stand by one of my old predictions that the stinger to this movie will be the other Spider-Man coming through. I don't think they show up in the movie itself. And if Foggy has any sense of humor, he'll just recreate the meme.
Yeah, of them pointing at each other. Oh my god. You got to get Tobey Maguire in this movie.
I think if we do get another Spider-Man, I would love to see Miles get his, comeuppance here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm just down for this. This movie looks dope as hell.
I know, it really does. And the music, and it's like, it's a Spider-Man movie for sure. Dude, Alfred Molina looks great, dude. He's been waiting for someone to call him up. He's been waiting. And I'm even more excited for, like, because they're able to do this. Sam Raimi's Multiverse of Madness, dude. I can't wait to see. He's putting Ash Williams in there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Like Bruce Campbell's popping up somewhere. I don't know. It's exciting stuff. That's for sure.
The two theories I did hear that I like is one, Doctor Strange being Mysterio.
Yeah,
maybe. That's just a cool thought. I don't think it'll actually happen.
Right.
But the other one is if you look at Alfred Molina when he pops up and is, hey, Peter, his like tentacles. Mm-hmm. If you watch Spider-Man 2 again, which I didn't, but I just remember the movie, when he has control of them, they're green. Mm-hmm. When they take control of him and he kind of turns evil, that's when they turn red.
Okay.
When he pops up in this trailer, all of his tentacles are glowing red.
Mm-hmm.
So that means we're at the point in Spider-Man 2, like right at the end of it. So it's possible that literally like Alfred Molina sucked out of Spider-Man 2's universe at the end of that movie.
Oh,
and he still got that. So
right. Oh, that'd be
fun stuff. Fun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really exciting stuff. I can't wait. I mean, just give me the movie already now. How did we get here? Like, it's so awesome to see, like, the celebration of all... Dude, the Willem Dafoe laugh, man.
Yeah.
I think the best part of those trilogies were Willem Dafoe, hands down. I mean, that guy is so good, and he looks like a goblin. He can make he's just... Green Goblin.
Also, it was said recently that as Shang-Chi doesn't like do good in the box office, that they're going to push some of these movies back. So everybody go fucking see Shang-Chi, please.
Yeah, please. That's right. That comes out this weekend, and I actually do want to see that in the theaters.
That's this weekend?
I think it's Labor Day weekend, I believe. Yeah.
Holy crap. I'm going to have a busy Labor Day weekend.
September 3rd, yep. That would be this... Yeah. And that is it coming out? Is it being released on Disney Plus or no?
I don't know.
Yeah, that is this Friday, everybody. So, all right, we got some video game news. 2K Games announced that this week.
You skipped something.
Oh, I did skip something.
Yes.
Sorry. New Republic Pictures has optioned Robert Kirkman on Lorenzo De Felici's Oblivion song for a film adaptation. Alongside, with all this news, Jake Gyllenhaal has signed on to produce and star in the movie. I never kept up with Oblivion song. I think there's, I don't know how many issues. I read the first 20 issues or some shit like that. I think those were solid enough story there to have a first movie. And I think Jake Gyllenhaal leading the movie will get people to go see it. Are you still reading Oblivion Song?
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but it's right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's one of those. I keep a few comics for me to not talk about on the show.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds weird, but it's just something so it's still for me. But I really love that series. And I'm down for Jake Gyllenhaal doing it. Like, it's a cool premise. You could get a few movies out of it.
Yeah, like people disappearing in another like an alternate dimension with monsters.
Well, yeah, because the first movie, like, you set up the whole alternate dimension, all that, and then the second movie, you get into the war
with his brother,
and then I think this might be past you, but like then the alternate dimension people start developing their own technology, and they try to invade us at one point, and like there's cool beats you could hit in like probably a trilogy of movies. I mean, we'll see how long this book goes on for, but there's cool things you could do. I'd be down to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's Kirkman too, so we like that dude.
And to be fair, Gyllenhaal really just turned himself into somebody I liked after Mysterio. Like, I was kind of iffy on him. He's like, he is what he is. But after Mysterio, I was like, I kind of like Jake Gyllenhaal now.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff that I've seen, like, he's one of those people where I'm like, take him or leave him. But then you see what he's acted in, and like, I mean, did you watch Nightcrawler?
No.
That shit was crazy. You got to watch Nightcrawler. No. But anyways, yeah, that's cool. For sure. I like Jake Gyllenhaal. So, video game news: 2K Games announced this week the developer Firaxis Games will be releasing Marvel's Midnight Suns in March of 2022. It'll be a tactical RPG, much like Firaxis' other series, XCOM. So, Marvel tactical RPG, is that something you're interested in?
Yeah.
I know this. There's a little bit of a fan base for tech RPGs, so I can imagine there's going to be an even bigger fan base for Marvel tactical RPGs.
I love XCOM.
Yeah,
that's like my style. That's my style of game right there. If I could only have that style of game forever, I'd be down for it.
Awesome. So this is right up your alley.
So yeah, I'm down for it. My only concern is like one of the cool things about XCOM is that there's permadeath. So like, if you fuck up and you lose a guy, he's done. So if your best guy dies, you're like, oh man, what do I do?
Right.
I don't think they're gonna do that with this. Like, it's not like Captain America's dead, everybody. You can't use him anymore.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be kind of like somewhere in between XCOM and like Mario and Rabbids. I don't know if anybody played that, but that game's actually so much better than it deserves to be.
Wow.
It's an XCOM style game with Mario and Rabbids.
Oh my god, that's what it is, really?
Yeah, I highly recommend it. If you can find it on sale or something, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, you can find it on sale. I've seen it for like $5 at Target.
Honestly, I didn't buy it when it came out because I'm like, this is dumb. And then I found a digital sale for like $10 for it and the expansion pack. I was like, yeah, sure, let's try this thing out. It's awesome.
That's awesome. That's
so
funny.
I'm sure it'll be somewhere in between those two games because that one's kind of like baby's first tactical RPG,
right?
Where XCOM's like the hardcore. But I'm down for this. And did you watch the trailer for it?
No, I didn't. I don't know anything about it.
Watch the trailer. There's a cover of Enter Sandman is the song in the background,
really?
and it's cool. Like it's really good.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't know who does the cover, but the singer for it, she is phenomenal.
Nice. I'll have to check it out. All right, everyone, let's jump over to this really cool interview we have with Dinesh Shamdasani, and we're going to talk about some Bad Idea comics, and we'll see you all on the other side.
Welcome to the other side.
Here we are. So, go to your local comic shop, tell them you want those comics. You could go to the Bad Idea website and see where those comics are at.
This week launching Pirate Queen and Monster Kill Squad. #1.
Yeah.
Do it.
All right, let's get into the comic news. Chip Zdarsky discussed the ending of his and Marco Cicchetto's Daredevil run. He says there's a bit of sales and marketing dance happening at that the series is really on pause. Interesting to say that out loud. Zdarsky also states that there are some story details that occur in the final issues that they need to deal with before moving forward. This most likely means we'll be getting an announcement for a limited series, possibly an event series. So,
kind of along the lines of what I said. I mean, I kind of predicted a team-up book. I get that, but I knew that this wasn't ending here and there. And Chip was talking about this last week, too, but he kind of flat out said,
right.
Like, a lot of those things you said are direct quotes. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
This is a marketing dance, everybody. Yeah. Like, calm down. So,
like, he probably wanted to end it a certain way, and then the marketing team was like, "Whoa! We gotta announce all these new things and put all this stuff out." And
go back to what Brevoort told us last week.
Yeah,
probably somewhere along the line, somebody said, "What if we end Daredevil here? We do a little event series,
right,
and then we come back with a new number one or a continuation of it, kind of like they did with Heroes Reborn."
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we got some insight into all that, so it makes sense. Marvel Comics has announced a partnership in New York City with Somos Community Care to help spread awareness of the COVID-19 vaccine. Starting on September 15th at events in the city, Marvel will distribute posters and special comics starring the Avengers to anyone attending events around the city to help encourage people to get vaccinated and try to answer people's questions about it as well. That's pretty cool. Good on you, Marvel. I think that's pretty awesome.
I mean, end of September, I'll be driving down to New York City to try to find a copy. But
right. I think the whole thing is to stay away and social distance. But yeah, sure, go drive to the city.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I'll say what I tell everybody. If you're healthy and don't have any issues, go get vaccinated. If you have any questions, talk to your doctor.
Yep.
But I'm glad that Marvel's putting some effort into it.
Mm-hmm. DC has announced a new creative team for its flagship Batman series, starting with issue 118. I think we called this. Didn't you say Joshua Williamson? I'm pretty sure you did.
I might have. I think I threw a few names out there.
Joshua Williamson and artist Jorge Molina will be taking over the Batman series following the Fear State. And they have announced they're bringing back Batman's iconic yellow oval symbol. I'm very excited for this Batman run. I'm a huge Joshua Williamson fan. And I was a huge fan of Birthright, as we all know he wrote. And I think he earned his dues to do a Batman book.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And with 118, I will be reading alongside you.
Oh!
And for the first time since Scott Snyder.
Now that's more exciting news than the actual new combo. Everybody heard that. Chris is reading an ongoing Batman book.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back and because I finished the Tom Taylor run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go and try to read as much of the Tinian stuff as I can. Because I remember when that first started, like we were still in that stage of like, is Tinian really good? And so I didn't check it out, but
it's had ups and downs. I mean, it is what it is, but
yeah, but he's definitely reinvented himself as a whole.
Yeah.
So, but Joshua Williamson, I love. He's been phenomenal for a while now, and I'm down to jump on board with issue 1.
It would make sense that they finished up Birthright, and now he's ready to tackle just a little something bigger. But yeah,
dude, he's gonna have Robin. So Infinite Frontier will be done, and he'll be doing Infinite Justice, or whatever the hell they're calling it.
Yep.
This, and I think he has one more book that I'm not thinking of right now. But yeah, dude's killing it.
Mm-hmm. Ahoy Comics announced a new comic series coming from writer Mark Russell, artist Bryce Ingman, called My Bad. This series is said to be a satirical superhero comedy. Hell yeah, give us more Mark Russell, give us more Ahoy Comics. That's what I want to see, baby.
Hell yeah, I'm down.
Satirical superheroes by Mark Russell. What else could we want?
I think my response on Twitter was you had me a new Mark Russell comic book.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You pretty much say Mark, and like you don't even have to fit like Mark Millar, Mark Russell, Mark Wade. You start the sentence off with Mark is writing a new comic. It's like, all right, we're in.
Although I think he has one at AWA. It's like Not All Robots Are Bad or something like that. That I didn't realize existed until like a week ago that I now need to check out.
Yeah, I got to get my hands on some AWA comics. For sure. Not one that I've really seen in comic book shops.
No.
Not as prevalent as Ahoy or Aftershock or some other stuff, but
their stuff's been hit or miss.
Mm-hmm. Titan Comics has announced that they're bringing Cowboy Bebop to North American comics. This series is set in the universe of the upcoming Netflix adaptation to be written by Dan Waters, artist Lamar Mathurin. Interesting that so this is part of the Netflix adaptation. I saw the screenshot the other week of this. Cowboy Bebop for me was always like the amazing anime with the amazing soundtrack. I don't know how I feel about this yet. I will check the comic out. I don't know if I'm going to check the show out just because I'm a little pretentious like that.
There's also a novel.
Yeah, definitely won't be checking that one out, Chris. But
so this has come full circle now because it's a manga that became an anime.
Yeah.
Now they're making a live action show based on the anime.
Yeah.
And they're going to make a comic based on the live action show.
Yeah.
I have no connection to Cowboy Bebop.
You never watched it?
I've never watched it.
It's really good.
I've heard that a million times.
Yeah.
I've literally since this week been like, I'm not even going to watch the anime. I'm just going to go straight to the TV show and try to get like a cleansed version of it to talk about and see if I like it.
It's all on Hulu, and I will say it has no business being as good as it was at its time. It has no business. Like,
yeah, my friends who are like manga fiends just won't shut up about it.
Yeah.
Which at a certain point, it's kind of like me and you with John Wick, where it became funnier that I didn't watch it than if I did. So
yeah, that's fine. I mean, I watch episodes here and there. It's good, and the best part about the anime is the jazz music. It's amazing. Like the soundtrack is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will say, like, all the stuff that Netflix has adapted from animes, like Death Note and all that other shit, it wasn't good, right? I mean, it got hot trash ratings. So,
who was attached to this? Because it was a big deal. Like the person they got to
the Netflix show.
Yeah.
Is it a show or a movie? I think it was a show, right?
It's a TV series. This Dead Air is great for podcasts.
No, it's fantastic. I will say it's a slow burn. It's not like a normal anime you can watch like episode after episode, because like each episode's its own thing, kind of. Almost like the villain of the week. But I did see the corgi in the shot, because he has a pet corgi.
Yeah.
So I was excited for that.
That's what it is. Christopher Yost is writing it.
What did he write?
Anybody doesn't know, Christopher Yost used to be a writer at Marvel who then made the jump to Hollywood.
Okay.
And John Cho was playing the lead. And this was like, according to him, this was like his dream role. So we'll see. There's some good names attached to it.
Yeah. Don't let us down, Netflix.
Andre Nemec?
I mean, they certainly have enough money to make it good.
Oh, this guy's got a great tagline. So Andre Nemec, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but he is the showrunner for the show. His credits include screenplay for Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Beverly Hills Cop 4. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2014 reboot.
Okay, that wasn't bad.
He was a part of the hit series Zoo. Never heard of it.
Nope.
The ABC drama October Road. Never heard of it.
No.
Happy Town. Never heard of it.
The two things that I did hear of are pretty good, though.
And he was also... He has credits on Alias, Fastlane, and Profiler. So, I mean, he has... I think with anybody in Hollywood, it's always hit or miss, but, you know... But he has a lot of good credits, so... I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
If it blows me away, I'll let you know, and then you can make a decision, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll watch the first episode. I don't know. With that, let's talk about what we read this week.
Let's do it. I think we got a lot in common this week. I gotta
So stuff that I just picked up and caught up on. I read Ultramega all the way up to issue 4. I know you mentioned Ultramega to me. Like, why am I not reading it? This is that James Herron book. This book is absolutely fantastic. And I'm trying to be a little more active on Twitter. I did tweet about it to James Herron. I'm like, and he says, like, he writes letters to himself, like, in the back of the book, and says, like, this was a culmination of his love for, like, kaijus, body dysmorphia, and like Evil Dead. And that's pretty much what it, like, people are being infected with a disease that turns them into an evil kaiju, and then, like, certain people get infected with the ability to turn into a giant, like, Power Ranger that fights the kaiju.
I'm pretty sure, Mike, if you had the Powerpuff Girls origin of Sugar Spice and Everything Nice, it would be the 3 things you just mentioned, which was kaiju, body dysmorphia, and what was the last one?
And Evil Dead.
And Evil Dead, yes.
Yeah, and I think it works awesome. But this, like, follows a whole. I mean, these issues are long. The art is amazing. Dave Stewart is doing the art, by the way. I don't know if anybody remembers Dave Stewart when he was doing that Batgirl series a while ago. Remember that? Really good artist. But it's a crazy story. Like, basically, one of the big famous fighters of the kaiju dies, and they go into, like, they break off into factions of, like, people that worship the kaijus. But when a chosen champion is around, they attract kaijus. So, like, they attract the virus to make stronger kaijus if there's a stronger fighter around. But if all of them are dead, then all the kaijus are weak, and that's kind of like we go through the fallout of everything and then come back and we have a new champion. It's pretty crazy shit. Barbaric number 3. Huh?
Yeah.
This fucking book, man. Michael Morecci and artist Nathan Gooden. This book is awesome. I mean, by the end of the issue, we have the ragtag group of heroes. Yep. And they're ready to go on adventures with each other. I mean, I didn't know how he was going to get out of this fight, but apparently he was being hypnotized, and he breaks out of it, and we just see him, like, just slashing and chomping with the axe away, which is always fantastic to see. And he saves the witch and kind of says, like, I'll let you travel with me, and then of course someone comes and finds them immediately and says we need help, and now they're gonna 2022 there's gonna be an adventure where they go kill a vampire. And it looks awesome
with a fabulous mustache.
Oh yeah, a fabulous mustache. It looks like Dracula. This book's amazing. I want more of this book. It should be an ongoing by now. I'm sure they're working on that.
I hope he keeps all of these stories to, like, these tight 3 issues or whatever.
Yeah, that works too. It's awesome. I mean, this and, like, Scout's Honor are, like, Scout's Honor and, like, Radiant Black are probably, like, the 3 slamming. It's been a good year for comics. For new series, man.
I'd throw in there, I didn't get a chance to read the newest issue, but Blue Flame is also a Vault Comics book.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
I gotta watch it. I gotta read that. Yeah, for sure. Then some other stuff. I actually got Spider-Man Life Story Annual number 1. I haven't read it. I picked up the 3 issues of The Nice House on the Lake because I've heard really good things about it. This is the James Tynion, Alvaro Bueno book, but I have not gotten to that yet. I actually bought an issue for my sister's birthday because she loves horror comics. So I haven't caught up on that. Batman Reptilian, book 3. This is a Garth Ennis, Liam Sharp. Man, this fucking art is fucked up, but it's awesome. Basically, this issue revolves around Joker because we think Joker's behind the one killing all the villains. We find out it's not. We find out, and then, Joker's, like, mangled by the end of it. Someone, like, messed him up. And they said something like they think it's like a female crocodile walking through the sewers, so it's not Killer Croc, but it might be, like, Killer Croc's wife. I don't know. I don't know who the hell it is, a female.
It's supposed to be a new character. That
right?
was the whole big thing about this series.
So it's like Killer Croc's mom, maybe. I don't know. I can't imagine it's going to be a crocodile. Like maybe it's going to be something else, like a giant turtle or something. I don't know.
It's going to be the lizardette.
Either way, it's interesting. I mean, it's just a weird adaptation of Batman, right?
Love his version of Joker.
Yeah.
It's so different and sinister. Yeah. And it just fits the world he's creating. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Superman, Son of Kal-El. This is the Tom Taylor book. This issue, I mean, the first issue, we're like, Superboy's trying to, find where he belongs. He has another conversation with Superman where he gives him a key to there's a second Fortress of Solitude. So he kind of like trusts him with taking up the mantle. Very kind of real to today's times, but there's a scene where he goes rescues these people fleeing a country off the shore of a country and saves them, brings them to the U.S. and the U.S. they're treated, they're detained and everything, and he gets really pissed off about it. But that's how the world works, And alongside that, he meets someone that is kind of like bad talking the government, how they're not being involved with everything, is trying to stick it to the man. And Superboy meets this person and becomes friends with them. And then they find out about the island of Gomorrah, which is an island that's supposed to be a paradise, but people are fleeing the country. And the person that's in charge of it is President Henry Bendix, and he's basically got his eyes on Superboy now after trying to save some of his people that were retreating, because his idea of Gomorrah is he wants everybody to see it as a paradise and not that people are running away from it. He's had other names, not the Thinker, but I can't think of his name. But he's been a villain in a few different books. King Spawn #1, cool issue about different spawns. I don't know if I'll keep continuing with this, but it's still fun.
Feel the same way.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
I read it.
Yeah.
By the end, I was kind of like, okay.
I was kind of over all the Spawn stuff.
Yeah.
Project Patron, Patron #5, Steve Orlando, Patrick Piazzalunga. This, they bring the original villain that killed Patron back, and they need a way to fight him without revealing that the Superman hero is actually an android. So what they do is they fly him into the sun and blow him up while all the people are still grouped up. And the agency that the government is basically like, okay, well, you didn't reveal that you're a team working on this robot, so we're just going to reveal it for you. And they kind of put it in Times Square and say, this is the team that's actually been behind your so-called superhero. So they kind of oust their team to the public, and I guess next issue we'll see the ramifications of that. And then last book, Batman Superman #21. I mean, this book's insane.
Love this book.
Yeah, this is such a fun read this year. You got Yang Reyes on the art. Reyes' art is so good. This one revolves around, so Superman brings everybody to the Fortress of Solitude, and then this is where Etrigan shows up. Etrigan gets employed by the Auteur.io guy. But even Etrigan starts to have a conflict with I'm never the main character in the story. I'm always a side character, which is kind of funny. And in the middle of the fight with the Auteur, and yeah, his name's Auteur.io, and then he changes his name to Observer.io. So,
or the Watcher.
The Watcher, yeah, and that's pretty much what I get out of this issue. So that they resolve the fight, and then we have a Watcher pretty much that shows all of these different multiverses, and it says the saga of the Archive Worlds continues in Batman Superman 2021 Annual. So we'll get more out of this. He doesn't seem like a villain anymore. He seems like he's progressed out of that and became a neutral being. So like you said, The Watcher. I guess we'll see where that goes. Interesting.
And the annual comes out next week.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what I had this week.
There's also an epilogue to that book. Did you read the epilogue?
Did I read the epilogue? I'm sure I did.
Basically, a Parademon steals one of the reels and brings it to Darkseid.
Yes. Yep, I did read that. Yep.
Yeah.
And Darkseid's like, I have the power.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
And it's a reel with Shazam in it, though. So
yes, that was the big part. And if you remember, Jean Nguyen Yang did the Shazam book for Fear State, I believe. So
okay, yep. So everything's coming.
It looked like an old Shazam too, which made me happy.
Old school, yep.
So all I had other than what we talked about was Spider-Man Life Story Annual #1.
Yep.
Phenomenal issue.
Okay.
All about J. Jonah Jameson and his anger and why he has a obsession with Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And he ends up going to jail for some of his crimes and has to deal with his issues. And ends up writing a memoir talking about like how his anger and frustration kind of took over his life. I will recommend the Spider-Man Life Story book to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
This one issue is like one of my favorite single issues of the year, probably. It's very introspective. It when I finished with it, I literally sat down and made me think about things that like you kind of obsess over,
mm-hmm.
And how they can kind of take over your life and take over like things that happen and affect the way you go about your day to day.
Interesting.
It's a very deep story. I loved it.
Cool.
Not so deep, but really good. Thor #16. So this one, like, we get kind of the flash of Thor's these nightmares he's having, which is of Thanos with his hammer covered in Infinity Stones, and he ends up killing him, Thor.
Oh.
And then it cuts to kind of present time, and he's talking with Valkyrie, being like, "This is what's going on," and all this. This is what I'm going through, and kind of having like a therapist moment of like something's not right.
Mm-hmm.
There's a really cool moment where he gets a hot dog and he drops like the Thor accent and just turns into this like New Yorker accent. And Valkyrie's like, "Wait, what the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Listen, I've been here since before your people existed. I've been here since before the natives existed.
Right.
I'm more of a New Yorker than any of you people."
Yeah.
And then the Wrecking Crew shows up and starts a fight. After that, he's summoned back to Asgard by his mother, and he ends up coming face to face with Odin, who he had a beef with earlier on in the series. And they're met with Thor's mother and Angela to be like, something's wrong and we all need to talk. That's kind of how it ends. So, love Thor. It's been a really great book.
Cool.
And then my last book was The United States Captain America #3. This is the one with the Native American Captain America. And I remember when it first came out, I really didn't like the design. It felt kind of like on the edge of campy and not respectful, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But seeing it in action in this book, I really like it. It works better in the motion of the comic than it did in those kind of one image character design looks. And basically Cap goes to this town. He ends up meeting with this man who's a local handyman, and in his free time, he's Captain America as well. And they end up finding out that Speed Demon and Sin are behind everything, and they have to take them down. And the whole backstory was that somebody in town was running for governor, and they were going to be the first native governor of the state. And Speed Demon attacks him, and that's when Bucky steps in. They end up meeting up with Bucky. And the guy ends up dropping out because he's afraid for his wife and children, that him coming out and being a part of this political movement could be a negative to their lives. So Cap's kind of depressed there because he's like, we did save him, but we still lost because this man is no longer going to stand up for what he believes in. Really great issue. I'm really liking the series so far. And the backup story is, as always, the origin story of this local Captain America. And that was really great as well.
Awesome.
So that's all I had, Mike. Where can people find you on this internet?
They can find me at Fortress Ricker on Twitter, where I've been trying to post as much love as I can about the comics I'm reading. Where can they find you, Andrew, the show?
Well, they can find me at Fortress Chris on Twitter. Where I'm trying to do the same thing.
All right.
And they can find the show, at Fortress Comics _ on Twitter or at FortressComicNews.com. As usual, everybody, if you're listening to us, go to the reviews on the podcatcher, like, subscribe, share, comment down below on the YouTube, and share with your friends because sharing is caring. Mm-hmm. And if you want to go the extra mile, patreon.com/Fortress Comics. So everybody, thank you so much for being here. Mike and I will see you here next week. I will see you all here Wednesday.
Nice.